Hey, Curl friends. It's Annalise, founder of Curls on the Block, here with you virtually, ready and excited to bring a very special guest, one who's done it curly and right with her Hello Hair dolls we are using and have used for the past few years at Camp Curly. And with no further ado, the founder, creator, visionary, entrepreneur, Anita Grant. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, staying curly.
Yes, as you should.
So I'm so grateful that you took time out of your very busy schedule, mompreneur, just visionary, and I know wholesaling, retail, all of the things going on, camps, yourself, workshops, all of the above, virtually streaming all the way from Canada
Yeah.
and to Colorado, from Canada to Colorado. And what we'll talk about is how we got to Kigali. So
Yes.
I I wanted to give you a chance, an opportunity to share with our curl friends about your entrepreneurial journey. Right now, they have been tasked with pitch competitions in our curly incubator. Yes, it's super exciting. They're stressed out. They have 30 minutes. So I'm sure you can relate. However, would you mind sharing just how you got to where you're at now? The short and fast.
Yeah, I will
Thank
try
you.
my best to keep it as
Right. And you
professional
only
as
have 5 minutes. No.
only 5 minutes. Okay, noted. Just like the pitch, I get it. For each of you, I understand the pressure of pitches. It is not an easy feat, but it does shape you to be able to articulate your messaging and your vision a lot clearer. So it's a good practice and exercise. Um, but Hello Hair started actually from my first business. So growing up, I was very shy, not the most confident, very reserved, but I always loved entrepreneurship. I love the idea of ownership. I love the idea of running a business. I always said I want to be a boss when I was a kid. So despite my lack of confidence, it was just a passion deeply in my heart. I had a wonderful grade 11 teacher grade 10 teacher supported me to build that confidence. And I ended up pursuing commerce school, specializing in law. And then once I realized that I can close a sale, I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll actually try this entrepreneurship thing for real. So my first business, I took the big leap in 2017, and my first business was actually the beauty tech space. So I'm not a software engineer. I have no background in technology, and I found an engineer to support the vision that I had, and it was really connecting independent beauty professionals with their clientele, so very niche based, the ones that worked in the basement or at home. My sister's a stylist, and she's a wonderful as being a stylist, but the business acumen wasn't there. So I kind of glued the two together. Unfortunately, during COVID and for many other reasons, me knowing that it was time to let it go, I did dissolve Fleeky Beauty. And it required me to really rediscover who Anita Grant was outside of that title and that label and that success. Because when Fleeky failed, I felt like a failure as well. And I didn't know an identity outside of that. So my hair actually been a catalyst to my self-discovery because growing up, I did not have a relationship with my hair at all. I did have an older sister that was able to style my hair, so it was always done, but it was oftentimes in a protective style or a weave or a wig, but never me really exploring what's the texture of my hair? What is my hair like? Like, how do we bond? So that really was a time and opportunity for me to get to know myself and my hair. And at that same time, I was expecting my first child, Tiana. And I said, you know what? At the very least, for a mom, if I plant the seed of self love at the earliest age, I know I will do my part because I realized I was operating from a place of lack and not a place of worthiness and love. So that's where Hello Hair started as a children's book, really for young girls and boys to see the versatility of our crowns and for our peers to see the versatility of our crowns and realize, like, yeah, it's a part of us, but it's not all of us, and it is beautiful. So that is the journey of Hello Hair in entrepreneurship.
And I appreciate you sharing that there really was a journey.
It was a journey.
Not just, hey, I came out with this, here's what I did, a couple pitches, and then boom. It was
No.
even after not necessarily a failure, but a decision to end one business and then realizing, hey, there's another space that I actually have some solutions for as well. And That's definitely the charge here at Camp Curly. What idea, product, or service can you come up with that addresses the need in the curly community? And the girls are definitely being very creative, and we're in a different world over here. It is curls across the cosmos, and that theme resonates, I think, with all of us. Just sometimes feeling out of place, taking up space.
Yeah.
And so, thank you so much for your commitment and this absolute recognition that you came up with a solution and pushing forward. Many of us have that $1 million idea that just, you know what, we get sad when someone else actually does it, right?
Exactly. And you know what's so funny is, so my previous business, I was in tech because it was where the money, the $1 million business was at. And you often hear like authors don't make money, or it's like a space that wouldn't thrive. And I think going into it, it was never about the money, right? It was really like, this is an experience that I went through, and that passion and that purpose is what's driving this forward. And the money's just an extra bonus. But you need to be motivated by that purpose, because entrepreneurship is, I don't want to say hard, but it requires a lot of resilience. It requires your ability to consistently just renew the mind, push through, that perseverance, the determination. Like it's a constant, you're growing. It's the quickest bridge to self-development is what I say. Entrepreneurship, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. I'll tell you that.
Like that or marriage, I'm sure. We really find yourself. So, and teaching. I can also say as an educator,
Yeah.
man, you'll know your limits. But with that, there's questions often. The girls are working in teams. There's a whole dynamic with teamwork, norming, storming, forming, and all of the above. So they're going through those cycles in 40 minutes. And I had a question that hopefully leads us to the second, segues to the second component of what we wanted to talk about. Do you have a supportive community? I've noticed a number of partnerships lately. How has that blossomed for you, and what has been a grounding position for you in order to find alignment with other organizations?
Absolutely. I'm going to just contrast the previous and the now. But previously with Fleeky Beauty, I did everything by myself. I was thinking that I could carry the load all by myself. And I think it was just like a norm growing up. We just don't ask for help. And that does not translate when you're building a business. You need to ask for help. So I am the first one, and I am not shy of it. I think during COVID, it leveled the playing field. And I realized we're all human. I think it was that moment that, like, no matter what your wealth, what your status, what your religion, what your background, anything, everybody felt it when like the world just was quiet. And I think it reshifted that we are all people. And the worst that someone could say is no. So why am I afraid of asking, or why am I afraid to share? And my voice is enough and worthy. So I think it is so important to ask, to put yourself out there, because most of the time people don't know what you're building and they actually want to support. So I got a lot more support than I thought I would receive originally because of that previous bias. And when it comes to partnerships, Hello Hair doesn't exist without the community, right? I think everything is rooted. I have to attribute a lot of my success to the community, the champions that are like speaking our names in spaces and rooms that I'm not physically there, and like really just pushing forward this mission. Even working with you, at least, like I can't be in Colorado right now. I can't do that. Like I got a family as well, home that I want to be able to balance. So having partners, that people that are equally aligned with that vision and that mission and can push that forward, like that's how we really make impact. It takes a village for this work, because when it comes to hair care, identity, and just being a Black girl in this space, like we need all hands on deck to really change that narrative for the next generation. So yeah, partnership is just not being afraid of asking, and knowing what you're offering is going to be impactful. And the worst they can say is no. And oftentimes it's not a no, it's just a not right now. So be willing to just ask and put yourself out there, because a lot can come. And I can tell you, even working with you and working with some partners in the UK and working with partners in Toronto. Like we can't do it all and stretch ourselves so thin. So supporting and guiding and aligning with the ones that align with you can really make true greater impact, right? What do they say? You go fast alone, but you go far together.
Oh, that's powerful. And I just took a few of your gems from that last section there. Partnership. Know what you're asking. Put yourself out there. A no is a not yet. And maybe with somebody else, right?
Exactly.
Not with you, but
Right.
okay. Well, this is really an ideal segue into how we got Camp Curly in Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda. In fact, I know you wanted to know a little bit more, like how did you get there, right?
I'm like, wait, what?
It's still a blur for me. So, no, I was in California at the time. Well, we had done Camp Curly in Denver last year, and I had a really an amazing experience. 30 kiddos and amazing facilitators, assistant director who had asked at the beginning of camp, "Hey, my cousin's in town, and can she join?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And little did I know that little cousin was not just in town; she was on the continent. So she actually was had to fly back home to Rwanda after camp, like 2 days after camp, and so she spoke so highly of camp, and her mom was there. And again, if it's her cousin, that means her mom's or her mom and her aunt are that's her aunt. So like, oh wow, okay, so your aunt is her mom, and your mom and your aunt. Okay, so we put that together. I did. I was late to the game. I was late. Um, when the aunt and slash mom reached out, she wanted to do Camp Curly in Rwanda. And I was like, okay, I didn't really know how I was going to do that. I can sell the curriculum, I could just send it over, whatever. But she wanted support. And I was like, okay, I can train you. Well, the assistant director, who is now going to come up now, Amina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Of course, I'm geeked a little. This is like, whoa, this is crazy.
It's like that radio sound. Bum, 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 bum. Well, Amina was able to actually facilitate programming this year in May in Rwanda because she graduated from Spelman. Shout out Spelman. Last year before the camp, and ended up spending her kind of buffer year post grad in Rwanda. So we had the best person ever to literally facilitate programming in Rwanda. And there's a small component that, are you ready? Here, I'll send it to you. We have another person here who's a facilitator and has been Curly Queen. She and her mom helped get the materials to Rwanda. So the materials made it before Amina, and that was a huge community effort because check the group chat. Oh no, not that one. Actually, I have to send it to.
Oh, Ayana, I have the link. Let me just send it to you really quick.
Oh, this is technology live, right? So Ayana and her mom, Charisse from Natural Urbanity, were willing to go to the storage space where all the materials are for Curls on the Block and get 4 Hello Hair dolls, a bunch of materials that would help anyone facilitate, from construction paper to scissors, and curly kits. They got brushes, bonnets, spray bottles, and a mixture from Naya's Coily World, but also Curls on the Block branded gear, and some other Natural Urbanity goodies, so they could make their own flaxseed hair gels and a couple other items for their Camp Curly experience. Was like a 2-day workshop that Amina facilitated. Ayana could share with you. You ready? It's loading, so she's going to join us as well. Amina can stay on at the same time too, so she can jump back on. But Ayana's mom ended up packing the suitcase full of that stuff, the heads and all the goodies, and then getting it to a mutual friend of Amina's mom who
I
was
am,
moving to Rwanda in 2 weeks. So we had 2 weeks.
oh my goodness. I can't. This is just
Yeah, so it is such an amazing experience. I'm going to bring Ayana up now and Amina so they can relish in what an amazing, what I call is a curly economy. We have our curly community. Curly economy is where people are willing to contribute their time, support, talents, goodies, and push the mission of Curls on the Block for one, but also the overarching vision of embracing ourselves and empowering our friend, our curl friends. So Ayana and Amina, do you want to share anything about what your contribution? And I know Ayana, you went and had to do a bunch and put the stuff in.
Sure, sure. Um, I can just start, as we know. Well, my name is Amina. This is my third year as assistant director for Camp Curly, but I've been in Curls on the Block programming since my freshman year of high school. So that's when I met Annalise. She was one of my first Black teachers ever. And Curls on the Block, like, fundamentally, I feel like changed the trajectory of my life because it was just like, you know, it wasn't like regular school. Obviously, the programming was so directed towards embracing our curls and loving ourselves. And it was just so, it helped my self esteem a lot, especially being in Denver, where a lot of times, like, you might be one of five Black girls in the school that you're in. So, of course, I just stayed within the programming. And now it's just very full circle to be assistant directing. So, when I knew I was going to Rwanda, I'm like, why would we not take Curls on the Block internationally? I texted her. Really, it was my aunt's idea. My aunt moved to Kigali about 3 years ago, and my little cousin, who she talked about, Sation, she just loved Camp Curly so much. And so my aunt was like, yo, how can we do this in Kigali? I'm like, let me text her right now. That's nothing but a word. So yes, we got the suitcase. Shout out to Dr. Young who brought it. It's so funny because so many people from Denver have actually been moving to Rwanda. So there's this huge group chat of like, oh, who's coming? Can I send this with you? Can you bring this back? So it's like a whole little, I don't know, economy, like she said. But it was so great. I mean, we found a few girls who, of course, the hair community and the talk about hair and curls and beauty is definitely different in Africa because they're not experiencing colorism, texturism, none of that. And so I was able to cater some of the curriculum to the young girls. We made flaxseed gel. They had a fun time just playing with the mannequin heads and trying out different styles and seeing what they could do. And it was so fun. I was able to do 2 sessions and I got really good feedback. So I think it just goes to show how Black girls around the world need programming like this, and they need environments where they can feel seen, where they can literally express themselves specifically with their hair because we do not have spaces like that. And overall, like, I personally want to go back. And honestly, me at this point, I'm just a walking representative for Curls on the Block. So shout out to Anna Lee, shout out to these kids. And yeah, that's my little spiel really quick.
so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I am trying to hold back all my emotions right now. But incredible, incredible,
Yes,
incredible. This is just a testament and testimony that it takes a village to make this happen, right? Collectively.
100%.
And it shows the impact of Curls on the Block that you were once a student and now you're mentoring and now you're leading. Like that's what it's about, right? Giving an
Yeah.
opportunity outside of that and be able to pour that knowledge onto the next one. So amazing. I'm glad to be a
100%.
small contributor to the huge impact that Curls on the Block is doing.
Ayana, can you share about what your experience was doing the alley oop, making sure we had the things to send?
Yes, yes. I am a facilitator this year, but last year I was a junior facilitator. I met Annalise through my mom, and I also was a part of Camp Curly when I was younger, and I remember it being one of like the most crazy experiences of my life because my mom she does hair, but like being around a bunch of other kids who are also learning how to do their hair and learning more strategies was just something that was really impactful for me because I remember a time when I hated my hair and I like wanted to cut it off. So I was really appreciative for that. Um, I feel like it was really random. I was a junior facilitator last year, so I knew kind of the materials that we used for Camp Curly. So when Miss Annalisa texted my mom that we needed to go to her house and like bring this big suitcase because we're sending something to Rwanda, it kind of sounded like I was like, "What are you even talking about, mom?" Like, actually, I don't know what you're on about. But just going there and being able to pick out things that I liked as a kid, and picking out things that I knew that the other kids would like from last year was really it was a stressful but really fun experience at the same time because we're doing something that's larger than myself, and being a part of that is something that I would never want to take for granted. So I feel like the craziness of it didn't outweigh the impact that would come after it. So even though, on our way to church, we had to go and drop off the suitcase to a whole different place, there was a bunch of like communication details that we were trying to figure out. I'm really glad that I was able to take part in it, even if it was a tiny part.
Oh, you were
Thank you so
incredible. Thank
much,
you so
Ayana
much.
and Amina. Amina is still in director duty, so all the little things happening. He's setting up our curly store. One of the things I wanted to say is when I saw the dolls, the mannequin heads, and everything, my girls play with them. They choose their hairstyles often as well, and I can say it has created a new level of experience having these types of mannequins. The first year, we had some Afro textured mannequins, but with a whole story and supporting a Black female owned company meant a lot. And so I'm so grateful. And we're able to also expand again, do another camp as well, and Camp Curly Boulder. And just knowing that the girls have had chance to work with a mannequin that has textured hair similar to theirs, that responds to products very similarly to how theirs would. It just has been a huge level up on their experiences. And I know there's a lot of band camps people, excuse me, braiding camps people can go to. They can go to, like learn to braid and all that, which is great. We offer at Camp Curly just the full spectrum of experience. And that's kind of the chaos I believe Ayana was referring to. And it is because you're really coming alive. And so it just means a lot to have these Hello Hair dolls as a part of that experience.
Annalise, honestly, this is. I don't know if I was fully prepared for this. My stomach and my butterflies are active, but sometimes you do some things and you don't realize the impact that it can have. And going to your point, the right partners, because yeah, it's way deeper than just braiding and styling. Like hair is the entryway to that much deeper conversation. And being able to have a community of young girls that are also experiencing that together in one room, there's nothing like that. It's core memories, it is development, it is so much more than just the styling aspect. It's to show up in a new way and to know that you're worthy and you're enough just as you are. So truly, honestly, this is not the first time that you've supported Hello Hair. I say she's reoccurring, been supporting from day one. Just know I am truly grateful. I am honored to be a partner in the work that you're doing. And yeah, this testimony is just it's filled me all the way up. And this is the why that keeps me going. So thank you to you and every one of you that contributed to making this happen and getting the dolls all the way to Rwanda.
Really quick,
That
can I
is
just show you some of the hairstyles that the girls have been working on this week? So,
Let's
I mean,
go.
we've been making dolls here. Curly, kinky, braids, twists. Let me see, how can I flip the camera? Am I actually slow? Right? It's fine. Okay, right here. We've got some
oh
curls and coils. We learned how to curl them with a pipe cleaner.
oh
So, real nice, real nice. Let's go over here. We've been working on our braids. We just have two for now because we have to take them out, but we're learning how to braid.
yes.
And then, of course, we're learning how to detangle. You know, we follow our curly commandments. And so we're making sure they know to comb from the ends to the roots, never to comb their hair dry. I mean, it's like a whole process. So they really love these dolls. They're so necessary. And we're really, really grateful. Honestly, I'm grateful to meet you because I'm like, dang, I've been playing and messing around with these things for like the past 3-4 years. So
Oh my
thank you so
goodness.
much again. That's so cool. And honestly, just know, I don't know, you've touched a lot of kids with this product. So shout outs to you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. I am I am so I was expecting to cry on this, Annalise. What are you doing to me? No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's not enough words. I am just blown away. And like it is hard. I will say entrepreneurship does get challenging. And to Ayana's point, the logistics, man, I get you. It is tough moving product to different places. So those pain points are real in entrepreneurship, but this is why when I say the purpose, going back to you motivated by money, yes, that is a bonus, but the purpose is what keeps you pushing during those difficult seasons, right? Those stretching seasons, those growing seasons. So honestly, thank you for reigniting me and re-energizing me and reminding me of the why. And I will continue to push forward because this is bigger than me now. This is beyond me. So thank you.
Thank you again for your time and jumping on to the call. It just fit so perfectly that you were able to jump in. It was, just serendipitous. As the girls finished, they were ready to continue practicing their pitch. I was like, no, we have a visitor. So thank you again. How you feeling, ladies? You feel pumped up, ready to get your pitch together? Okay, all right. Look,
All right, sending love from Canada.
absolutely. And let me see if I can. Let's see what I can show you here. They can say hi if they want to, I suppose. Here, but they're ready to go. So stay tuned. We'll try and maybe do the pitches live too, so you can follow along.
Yes, please send me the link. I would love to join. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll figure it out, and if anything, it'll be posted, so you'll be able to
Perfect.
follow along. And so maybe they'll be using the mannequin heads as a demo too. So again, and as I sign off, I usually say, "Stay curly."
Amen. Stay curly, girls. See
Take
you.
care. Bye.
Bye.